Yes, Kenya. Tamu sana yes. Things are still falling apart in Kenya Kwanza. The center can no longer hold. Kenya Kwanza supporters are standing between a rock and a very hard place. And more so regarding Gachagua. Let's listen to this Kikuyu lady now mocking fellow Kikuyus over Raila's alleged handshake with Ruto.
Alafu mnasema huyu mtu. Mnarudi kusema ati baba ni wa shetani. Mnarudi kusema ati baba ni muganga baba. Hiyo sio favor ya Mungu. Hakuna president anaweza survive bila huyu mzee. Hakuna president, muhesabu ma president wote wenye wamekuwa. Hakuna mwenye ana survive bila huyu mzee. Na hakuna mtu anamchagua. Siku ya campaign kwanza anatukanagwa na Githuri, Githuri Kiarua, hatuwezi ongozwa na kipi. Sasa angalieni huyu mzee haeleweki. Mungu ninaomba favor kama ya huyu mzee. Hakuna mtu anamchaguaga, lakini akona say kwa kila serikali yenye inaingia. Wanaenda kumtafuta ndio wa survive next step. Sasa ndiye amebeba treasury ya Kenya mzima, mpaka pesa ya Wakikuyu yeye ndiye anapiga hesabu. Mungu nipe favor kama ya Raila.
Let's put those remarks into perspective. If you are watching us but you have not yet subscribed, subscribe, give the video a like. Let's continue. The lady is saying, mnarudi kusema baba ni mshetani, baba ni mganga. Hakuna president anaweza survive bila huyu mzee. Naomba favor kama ya huyu mzee. Mungu nipe favor kama ya Raila. Hamwezi ongozwa na kipi. Mnakuwa mnasema hamwezi ongozwa na kipi. Sahi sasa amebeba treasury mpaka pesa ya Kikuyu. That's what the lady is saying. So in other words, the lady is just mocking the Kikuyu nation. The lady is a Kikuyu mocking the Kikuyu nation. Let me start by saying this. The Kikuyu nation is divided. There are those who still believe that Raila Odinga and the Luo community are the causes of their problems. And politicians, especially on the mountain, have been exploiting that loophole. Ruto did exploit that loophole, and regardless as he rebels against Ruto, he has been exploiting that loophole. We still remember Ruto campaigning on the mountain telling them, wale watu wa kung'oa reli, yule mganga, yule mzee wa kivitendawili, baba yake ametusumbua. Ruto used to campaign that way on the mountain. And I won't be wrong to say such sentiments made some mountain individuals support Ruto. And now look at Rigathi as he rebelled against Ruto. He has also been talking of yule mzee wa kitendawili. Nimeweka mtego pale State House. That has been the way politicians on the mountain have been consolidating votes. There is that section in the mountain, and it's unfortunate they are coming out as the majority. There is also this section that has outgrown such tribal politics. They are now looking at a person for who that person is, not from where he or she comes from. So there are those two groups on the mountain. As I talk right now, Raila working with William Ruto has seriously angered a good portion of the mountain who have all along been buying this tribal politics. And some of them, if you look at things diligently, joined Gen Zs and they have been saying Ruto must go. A section of it joined Gen Zs, though I still maintain that most of Gen Zs never believed in Ruto, and a good majority have been all along Raila Odinga supporters. There is no need of lying to you here, ladies and gentlemen. If you look at the composition of Gen Zs, most of them never believed in Ruto. And most of them have been preferring Raila Odinga over those other leaders, Ruto, Uhuru, and Kibakis. That's the truth. And then there is also a section of Gen Zs who feel disappointed with the Ruto. Those ones also join hands with these ones who have never voted for Ruto or other presidents. That's what formed Gen Zs. It's important for Kenyans to understand some of these things. So a majority of the Gen Zs, I'm not saying all, these are people who never voted for Ruto or Uhuru or Kibaki. A good majority. I want us to dig deep into those sentiments for Kenyans to understand what they mean and what they portend. If you are watching us but you have not yet subscribed, subscribe, give the video a like. Let's proceed. Raila's alleged handshake with William Ruto should now send a very clear message and a warning to this section of the mountain, who all along anytime we go to the election, they vote out of hate or they vote out of emotions. That has to stop. Look at a leader for who that leader is. Don't vote in a useless person because you hate another person there. Look at a leader for who that leader is. This aspect of emotional voting has to stop. Kenya has to move ahead. We must elect good leaders if at all we want this country to move on. The biggest hindrance or deterrence to Kenya moving ahead has been this group from the mountain normally voting out of emotions. That's the truth. That's a fact. And again, if you look at Raila's alleged handshake with Ruto, if all you can look ahead, if at all that handshake is there, then Rigathi Gachagua will be impeached. William Ruto and his team are just still waiting for things to cool down. If things cool down, Rigathi will be revisited. He will be impeached. And in Kenya, you don't have to do something wrong for you to be impeached. These members of parliament, they're just being directed. They will be directed. Ruto will direct his troops. Raila will direct his troops. They will impeach Rigathi very early in the morning. Upon Rigathi Gachagua being impeached, we might see him being prosecuted over some corruption allegations and over some crimes. So Rigathi and his team should well be prepared in advance for that. And then to the aspect or assertion that Raila Odinga is now controlling the treasury. Let me respectfully disagree with the lady, though I know she's just trying to mock the Kikuyu nation. William Ruto still controls treasury. His principal secretary is still in charge. The PS is the accounting authority in any ministry. William Ruto will be running treasury from State House. He will most definitely use the principal secretaries to run those ministries. And I'm saying that because even in the last cabinet is up, some cabinet secretaries anonymously were complaining that decisions were being made at State House, Nairobi. That is not going to change. William Ruto will still be running these ministries from State House, Nairobi. So the ODM team who have joined government, they might not do much. As long as Ruto remains the president, Kenyans should not expect anything. In fact, The situation is only but going to worsen as time goes by. And this is why I believe if Ruto is not very careful, things will be very bad for him. Kenyans will still take to the streets. And this time around, it might even be worse than what we have already seen. Ruto has no option but to listen to Kenyans. Kenyans are saying they want men and women of integrity. Upon William Ruto appointing men and women of integrity into his government, let him allow them work. Let him not interfere with their work, because it's very clear Ruto is incompetent. As he interferes with these men and women of integrity, he is actually messing up things. So let him appoint men and women of integrity, and then let him allow them to work. Maybe that can help salvage the situation a little bit, but the damage is extensive. And again, Ruto has started campaigns. And those are some of the things that took Kenyans to the streets. Kenyans want Ruto to settle in his office and work. Instead of Ruto doing that, he's on car rooftops campaigning. The mountain brought this upon us. How could the mountain elect somebody as Ruto, the president of Kenya, while all along William Ruto's track records were out in the public domain? How could the mountain elect such kind of a person as the president? How could the mountain go ahead to elect somebody like Rigathi Gachagua, the deputy president? How? And some are still talking about voting in Rigathi as the president. I don't know who will save Kenyans. The damage is extensive. It's only God who will save us. Let me stop it there. If you are watching us but you have not yet subscribed, subscribe, give the video a like. Any person watching us outside Kenya, drop a comment. Let us know from which part of the globe you are watching us from. If possible, subscribe, give the video a like. Let's meet in our next analysis. Thank you.